the Tower of London, a stone sentinel on the banks of the Thames. For centuries it has stood watch, a silent witness to the ebb and flow of history. Within its walls, kings have risen and fallen, their stories etched in stone and blood. But the tower holds more than just history. It holds secrets, dark secrets whispered on the wind, tales of tragedy and despair that cling to its ancient stones. The tower is a place where the veil between our world and the next seems thin. It is said that those who died within its walls never truly left. Their anguish, their anger, their sorrow echo through the centuries, manifesting as ghostly apparitions that roam the tower's grounds. These are not mere stories told to frighten children. They are legends whispered in hushed tones, tales passed down through generations, each telling a chilling truth. The Tower of London is haunted. From the shadowy figures glimpsed in the flickering lamplight to the blood-curdling screams that pierce the night, there's an unsettling presence that permeates the very air. The tower's history is a tapestry woven with threads of both glory and horror. It has served as a royal palace, a treasury, a menagerie, and most chillingly, a prison. It is within those prison walls that many of the tower's most enduring ghost stories take root. One of the most frequently reported apparitions is that of Guy Fawkes, the notorious gunpowder plot conspirator. Condemned for his attempt to blow up Parliament, Fawkes was imprisoned and tortured within the tower's dungeons. It is said that his restless spirit still haunts the Tower Green, the site of his execution, his anguished cries echoing in the dead of night. But Fawkes is just one of many souls said to walk the tower's grounds. The White Tower, the oldest part of the fortress, is said to be particularly haunted. Visitors and guards alike have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in its corridors, hearing the clinking of chains and the mournful sighs of unseen prisoners. Then there's the chilling tale of the two young princes, Edward V and his younger brother Richard, Duke of York, confined to the tower by their uncle Richard III. Of all the tower's ghostly residents, none is more famous or more tragic than Anne Boleyn. The second wife of King Henry VIII, Anne met a grim end on the Tower Green, accused of treason and adultery. Her execution, a swift, brutal affair, sent shockwaves through the court and the country. Even in death, Anne could not find peace. Almost immediately after her execution, there were whispers of her ghost appearing within the tower walls. Some say she appears as a forlorn figure dressed in white, her head tucked beneath her arm, reliving the horror of her final moments. Anne's ghost is said to be most active on the anniversary of her execution, May 17th. She has been seen in various locations within the tower, but her most frequent apparition is said to be at the Queen's house, where she spent her final days before her execution. The list of the tower's spectral residents doesn't end with Anne Boleyn. Over the centuries, countless individuals met their end within its walls, leaving behind an imprint of their suffering. Among them is Margaret Pole, Countess of Salisbury. Accused of treason by Henry VIII, she was executed on Tower Green in 1541. Witnesses claimed her execution was botched, with the axe falling multiple times before she was finally silenced. Her anguished screams are said to echo through the Tower Green to this day. Another restless soul is that of Sir Walter Raleigh, explorer, writer, and alleged conspirator. Imprisoned within the tower on multiple occasions, Raleigh eventually met his end at the executioner's block in 1618. His ghost, often described as a tall, imposing figure, is said to haunt the Bloody Tower, where he spent many years of his life confined. Even the guards, who have patrolled the tower's ramparts for centuries, have their own chilling stories to tell. The Bloody Tower, with its ominous name, is perhaps the most evocative of the tower's many buildings when it comes to tales of horror. Its very name whispers of violence and despair, a stark reminder of the building's grim past. It was here that many high-profile prisoners were kept, their fates hanging in the balance. The Bloody Tower's most infamous story is that of the princes in the tower. In 1483, the young King Edward V and his younger brother Richard, Duke of York, were confined to the tower by their uncle Richard, Duke of Gloucester. The boys, declared illegitimate heirs to the throne, were never seen alive again. Their disappearance, shrouded in mystery and suspicion, has haunted the tower ever since. Some believe the princes were murdered on Richard III's orders, their bodies buried within the tower walls. Visitors to the Bloody Tower often report feeling a sense of unease, an oppressive atmosphere that hangs heavy in the air. Cold spots, disembodied whispers, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures have all been reported. At the heart of the Tower of London stands the White Tower, a towering testament to Norman might and the epicenter of centuries of royal power struggles. But beneath its imposing facade lies a deeper, darker history, one steeped in suffering and despair. The White Tower has borne witness to imprisonment, torture and execution, leaving an indelible mark on its very stones. It was within the White Tower's walls that many notable figures met their end, their cries for mercy echoing unanswered through its cold stone corridors. Among them was Thomas More, scholar, philosopher and Lord Chancellor under Henry VIII. Imprisoned for his refusal to acknowledge the king as supreme head of the Church of England, More met his end on the executioner's block in 1535. His ghost, a serene figure often seen reading a book, is said to haunt the Salt Tower, a part of the White Tower complex. Another tragic figure associated with the White Tower is Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen. A pawn in a power struggle, she was crowned queen at the tender age of 15, only to be deposed and executed by her cousin, Mary I. Lady Jane Grey's ghost, a young woman dressed in white, is said to wander the White Tower's ramparts, her mournful cries a reminder of her short, tragic reign. The Tower of London's reputation as a place of horror is not merely a product of its past. Even today, with its gruesome history relegated to the history books, the tower continues to inspire a sense of unease, a prickling of the skin that speaks to something ancient and unsettling. Perhaps it's the tower's sheer age, the weight of centuries pressing down on its walls, that creates this atmosphere. Or perhaps it's the knowledge that within these very walls, countless souls met their end, their final moments marked by fear and despair. Whatever the reason, the tower's dark legacy endures, clinging to the stones like the scent of rain on a summer night. Even those tasked with guarding the tower, those who walk its ramparts day and night, speak of strange occurrences, unexplained noises, and fleeting glimpses of shadows that vanish before their eyes. The Tower of London stands as a powerful reminder that some places hold a certain energy, a resonance of the past that transcends time. Whether you believe in ghosts or simply appreciate a good ghost story, there's no denying that the tower's history is inextricably linked with the supernatural. It is a place where history comes alive in the most unsettling way, where the line between the living and the dead seems to thin. The tower's ghosts, whether real or imagined, serve as tangible reminders of the human cost of power, ambition, and intrigue. They are echoes of the past, reaching out from beyond the grave to tell their tales of suffering, love, and loss. The tower's haunted reputation is not merely a matter of folklore or superstition. Today, the Tower of London stands as one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world, attracting millions of visitors each year. While many come to marvel at its architecture, its history, and its dazzling collection of crown jewels, there are others drawn to the tower's darker side, its reputation as one of the most haunted places on Earth. The tower has fully embraced its ghostly reputation, offering guided tours that delve into its haunted history, regaling visitors with tales of spectral kings, queens and prisoners who roam the grounds. The Beefeaters, the tower's iconic guards, often share their own encounters with the unexplained, adding an air of authenticity to the stories. For many, the possibility of encountering a ghost within the tower's walls only adds to the experience, transforming a historical visit into a chilling adventure. The Tower of London's ghostly tales continue to fascinate and terrify us, even in our modern age. Perhaps it's the human need to believe that death is not the end, that our spirits linger on seeking solace or revenge. Or perhaps it's the tower itself, a place so steeped in history, so marked by violence and tragedy, that it seems only natural that those who died within its walls would leave an imprint, a whisper of their presence, on the air. Whatever the reason, the tower's ghost stories endure, captivating our imaginations and reminding us that the past is never truly gone. They are a testament to the power of storytelling, the human need to make sense of the unknown, and the enduring allure of a good ghost story. And so the Tower of London stands, a silent sentinel on the banks of the Thames, its stones whispering tales of horror, intrigue, and the restless spirits that roam its haunted grounds.